Okay, so today we are learning how to convert from standard form to vertex form. So standard form looks like this. AX squared plus BX plus C. Vertex form looks like this. A parentheses X minus H squared plus K. So today we're going to start off with standard form. We're going to do some algebra and end up in vertex form, okay? And just like we learned, the vertex is HK. This value is the X value. This value is the Y value for your vertex. Now, the reason why we're learning how to do this is because if you put something in vertex form, you could easily graph it. So let's just say, for example, my equation was 2x minus 4 plus 3. Let's say it's in vertex form and it looks like that. What would my vertex be? 4, 3. So since it's in vertex form, you can easily plot the vertex. So I would go to 4 and 3 and plot my vertex. And I know it's going to face up because this is a positive equation. So that's the benefit of having vertex form. You could easily graph it. Okay, so that's why we're doing this today. So let's go ahead and look at an example. Before we do, this is a helpful hint. In order to go to vertex form, you are going to need to know this little equation. Okay? So let's do our first example. This is in standard form. We want to put it in vertex form. In order to do that, I'm going to use this equation. H equals negative B divided by 2A. This is the equation I'm going to use all day. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and label what A, B, and C is. My A value, can you guys guess what it is? 2. My B value, can you guess what it is? Negative 4. A lot of people make that mistake. It's not 4, it's negative 4. What is my C value? 5. So first we need to identify my coefficients, A, B, and C. Now we're going to put it into this equation. So I'm going to erase the B. And what do I put there? Negative 4. Do not erase the minus sign. The minus sign is already a part of the equation. Keep it there. I'm going to erase the A, and what should I put there? 2. We just said A is 2. So I'm going to put a 2 here. So let's go ahead and simplify my equation. Let me highlight this. I have 2 negatives next to each other. What does that mean? Yep, it'll become positive. So I have 4 in the numerator. And what's 2 times 2? And what's 4 divided by 4? So I found the H value. So for vertex, we just found the H value. Now that we found the H value, let's go back and find the K value. The way that I do this is I'm going to plug it back to my original problem. So I'm going to put this number into my original problem. So I'm going to have 2. Instead of an X, let's just put parentheses there for now. Okay, do you guys see how I just copied it down again? Instead of X's, I put parentheses. Now, what do I put inside of those parentheses? 1. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and put 1s inside. You should no longer have X's right now. Okay, I see a lot of people still put the X and they still put the 1 inside. It's weird. Keep it like this. Okay, now, this is another mistake I see a lot of people do. You need to do the parenthesis, or you need to do the exponent first. It's 1 squared. What is 1 times 1? And then you multiply it by the 2. So 1 squared is 1 times 2 is 2. minus 4 times 1 is 4, and then you add 5. So we'll just solve this from left to right. 2 minus 4 is -2. Then we're going to add 5. -2 plus 5 is 3. So my K value is 3. And that's my vertex. Now we're going to put it in vertex form. We're going to put it in the equation. So vertex form, I'm going to write it for you again. Vertex form is A x minus h squared plus k. This is the form we're going to use. What did we say the A value was? Yep, we said the A value was 2. We said that in the beginning. So I'm going to put a 2. All right, and then let's label my H value. This is my H value, everyone label it, and this is my K value. So I'm going to put in H. My H value is 1, so everyone put a 1 there. My K goes out here. That's a 3, so I'm going to put plus 3. So that is your vertex form equation. Finally, let's talk about the transformations. I have a -1 on the inside. That means it went to the right 1. Just like my vertex is at 1. There's a plus 3 on the outside, so it went up 3. Okay, next I have a 2 up here in the front. Do you guys know what that's going to be? Yes, it's a vertical stretch. Good. Because our number is bigger than 1, it's going to be a vertical stretch. If our number was less than 1, it would be a compress. All right, that's it. Would you guys like another example? Yes? All right, so pick any of the 4 on the bottom. We can do that. Number 2, okay. Can you please read me what number 2 says? Plus 12x plus 4. All right, perfect. What's my A value? 1. So if you don't see anything, it's just 1. If it was 0, nothing would be there at all, because 0 times anything is 0. So your A value is 1, your B value is 12, and your C value is 4. So we're going to use the same exact formula. It's H equals -B over 2A. So I'm going to erase the B, and what should I put there? 12. So I'm going to put a 12 there. I'm going to erase this A, and I'm going to put 1. So H is equal to -12 divided by 2 times 1 is 2. So that means H is -6. So the first number in my vertex is -6. So for my transformations, I know it's going to go left 6. All right. Now to find my K value, we're going to plug this into my original problem. Okay. So instead of x's, just put parentheses. Write the equation again, but instead of x's, you're going to put parentheses. There's no more x's. We're replacing it with a -6. You should not have x's on this step. We replaced it with -6. Now you just evaluate. -6 squared. This means -6 times -6. So that would be a positive 36. Next, 12 times -6 is negative what? 72? Plus 4. And we're going to read from left to right, just like a book. So 36 minus 72 is negative 36. And then we're going to add 4. So negative 36 plus 4 is negative 32. So that is your K value, negative 32. I'm going to remind you of the formula. It's going to be A, x minus h squared plus k. This is the format. What was my A value in the beginning? 1. Okay, you don't really have to write a 1. I'll just put it there. And then remember, this is h and this is k. So I have x minus, remember guys, let me highlight this for you. There is already a minus sign in the equation, okay? Now I'm going to put in my h value. So I'm going to put in a negative 6. And then I have a minus 32 on the end. Sorry, that's really thick. All right. So let's simplify this. When I have two negatives next to each other, what do I put? A plus sign. So this can be written as x plus 6 squared minus 32. This is your final answer. So if I write down the transformations, this went left 6, down 32. Those are your transformations. The 1 in the front, it's not a vertical stretch or a compress. Remember, it's a stretch if it's bigger than 1, and it's a compress if it's less than 1. Here, it's nothing. It didn't stretch or compress. It stayed the same. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Okay. Can someone please read me number 3 real quick? I'm not going to solve it. I just want to get you guys started. Can y'all read me the third one? Okay, so this is the third problem. This is I see a lot of people make the mistake of just putting 8. What is my B value? It's negative 8. Okay, when you plug something back in, let me just do this real quick. It's negative B over 2A to find H. So I'm going to erase this B and I'm going to put in a negative 8. I'm going to erase A and put in a 2. So this will be 8 divided by 4, which is 2. This is what you plug in. You write the equation just as it looks. Instead of x's, put parentheses. Now we're going to put in a 2 this time. I see a lot of people make this mistake. A lot of people have been doing 2 times 2 first. You do not multiply first. That's wrong. What you're supposed to do is the exponent first. You need to do 2 squared, which is 4. And then you multiply it by 2 and get 8. So this would be 8 minus 16 plus 5. Okay? So I'm just going to stop there. I'm going to let you guys practice, and I'll be walking around if you need help.